Hey guys, my name's Claudia and welcome back to my channel. I bring to you today my June wrap up. I read 9 books in the month of June, which I'm actually extremely proud of. I think that's pretty good. Do you? And if you notice that I'm lisping a lot more in this video, it's because I just had my teeth are actually in pain at the moment, so lisping happens, yep. So I reckon we should just get straight into the video. So the first book I read this month was The 100 by Cass Morgan, followed by Day 21 and Homecoming. This is I'm pretty sure, oh my god, what are they called? So this is a trilogy following the perspective of 4 people: Clark, Wells, Bellamy and Glass. So this is a dystopian novel where how many years has it been? I can't remember. But there was a nuclear war and a lot of people, a particular amount of people, got onto a ship and went up into space, and now it's been however many years later and they want to see if Earth is still habitable, which is book 1. That's basically what book 1 is centered around. I'm not going to go into book 2 and book 3 just because I don't want to spoil anything. Book 1 was definitely my favourite out of the trilogy, just because, I don't know, it just seemed better to me and I liked it a lot more, and it just seemed more like discovering things and all that. So I gave book 1 a 5 out of 5 stars because I really enjoyed it, and I gave book 2 and book 3 4 out of 5 stars, I'm pretty sure. I really did enjoy these series. I just wish it could have not ended differently. Just could have, they could have gone on longer. That's basically it. Next book I read in the month of June was Split Second by Casey West. Split Second is the sequel to Pivot Point, and Pivot Point is about a girl named Adeline, I think, who is given the choice to go with her mum or her dad when they divorce. And Addie has the ability to see into the future when she's given a choice, so she can see the outcome of both choices. So this is the follow-up of that, and I kind of really wish that there's a 3rd book. I'm not entirely sure if there is, and I really hope there is, because this cannot be the ending. The 5th book I read was Fractured by Danny Atkins. This is about a girl named Rachel who, when she was 18, there was a fatal accident that killed her best friend. But for some reason now she's living a different life where her best friend is still alive, she's engaged, and she has her dream job. Holy hell, this book was amazing. Like, it took me a while to get into it, but then when I was into it I was just like, can't put this down, have to finish it. The thing that annoyed me was the inconsistency with the chapters, how some of them were like a couple pages long and then there was others that was like 50 pages long, so yeah. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's just because I still don't really understand the ending. So the next books I read are the continuation of a series, which is the Selection series by Kiara Cass. If you don't know, the Selection series follows a girl named America who, in their world and all that, they have a monarchy, and the prince who is now at an age where he feels right to be married and all that. So there's a selection. She doesn't want to be entered. She gets entered and picked as well. So yeah, there's that. I absolutely loved the first book and I was not disappointed with the others. I read The Elite. This is basically just the continuation of that series. This was probably my least favourite of the books just because she does go full on love triangle with Aspen and Maxon, and is just full on like going in between them, and like, yeah. But I still really like these series. I still really like America. Like, I can tell why people get annoyed at her, but I don't know why people hate the series so much. I also read I also read The One. This was the last book in the trilogy. This was just, I'm sorry, but this was amazing. Like, oh my god, the ending, I was crying because, like, well, if you haven't read it, then I don't want to spoil it, and I highly recommend these books because they're just amazing. Like, I read these all so quickly. Plus, the covers are just utterly gorgeous. I also read the selection stories, The Prince and the Guard, if that wants to focus on that. Can you actually see that, guys? This is... So this book is in the perspective of Prince Maxon and Aspen. It also has some other really cool stuff like the list of the selection girls, a Q&A with Kiara Cass, and like the family trees of everyone. And I could not fault this book, and I'm glad that I could see where the boys were like coming from. The last book I read in the month of June was The Heir, again by Kiara Cass. This is basically kind of a companion but also continuing on with the series from the selection. The Heir follows America and Maxon's daughter, Edelyn, or Edelyn, however you want to pronounce it. And she has her own selection. When I first read the back, I was just like, okay, why are they doing another selection? And then it kind of makes sense in the book, and like, yeah. Edelyn is quite a bit of a brat, but like when her parents like ask her to do the selection, I'm just like, are you serious? Like, why would you do that? And I can see her reaction. She might have overreacted a little bit or a lot of it, but I really enjoyed this, and I have no idea who she's going to end up with, but I definitely don't think it's going to be Kyle. Yeah, I think I gave this book either a 4 out of 5 stars. This is probably my second favourite of the covers, the first being the one and then I don't know others, but I really enjoyed this. Like, I don't know what else I have to say, but I'm so looking forward to the sequel of this. Like, oh, so scared that this was a standalone, and I was just like, no, that can't end like that. I don't know who she ends up with. So that's it for my June wrap up today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you may have found some books that you might want to read, or I might have urged you into reading books that you've been putting off for a while. Please like, comment down anything that you might want me to read and review, and I think that's it. Oh, also please also subscribe. That's it for the video, so I'm gonna go now. See you guys.